Hi there, I'm Lisa Bongean with Primitive Gatherings, and I'm here today at Fat Quarter Shop to talk about my new fabric line with Moda Fabrics called Snowman Gatherings II. And we have a little quilt designed featuring the Snowman Gatherings fabrics, and I just want to talk about small piecing and give you a couple tips to try a little quilt like this. In my pattern, Winterific, I actually give you the triangle papers in here to do this little small piecing, so they come right in the pattern. So you're going to take your papers and you're going to trim them on those dashed lines all out like so. Right here you got. And then you're going to take your two fabrics. You need a light and a dark, and you want the lighter one on top always. And you're going to take your paper and place it on the top like so. And please see my video on how to prepare your fabrics before you start to stitch those. After you have that, you're going to go to your sewing machine and you're going to just simply stitch on all the dashed lines here going across. You're going to lower your stitch length. You are going to use a fine thread, like the Aurifil thread, because that is nice and clean in your bobbin. It doesn't mess up your machine. And when you piece small, you want a fine thread, because actually thread takes up thickness in your seam. So the finer the thread, the nicer it is. And then I also want to talk about the needles too before we go on. The needles that I like to use are the Schmetz needles, either 70s or 75s. I also want to point out that I have two great fun new rulers coming out for mini piecing, and it's through Creative Grid. They'll be out May 1st. What's cool about them is they are labeled with 1/8 inch markings throughout the whole ruler, and everything is a dashed line, so you can see your fabric at every point anytime. And to me that's very important, because some of the rulers have a little bit thicker line and you don't know which side of the line you're on. Are you on this side of the line, or are you on that side of the line? So now I have all those tools, and now, like I said, I'm going to go and lower my stitch length or shorten my stitch length. And we're going to stitch all those dashed lines. And then we're going to get out your rotary cutter, and you're going to, on all the solid lines all the way around, and then on all the diagonals, you're going to cut out all your little mini triangles like this. And then after that, you don't take off this paper right now. We need to press them. And I have grouped them all in a little group because I take them and I put them on my little ironing surface. I flip them up to the back side. I take one and just simply grab my iron, give it a little press, open it up. This is all new stuff here, so everything's a little bit shiny and slippery. And then I'm going to open, give it a little steam. So see how I just lay them on top of each other so they get the heat of the iron. Like I said, all new stuff here, so it doesn't have that grip that our well broken in mats pressing surfaces have. Again, this Rowenta steam station is the best. I can't live without it. All right, give them a minute to cool. Then we're going to flip them over. And this is really important here. You want to grab it right in the middle, right near the seam, and grab the other paper, and we want to pull away. And because we shortened our stitch length, that should just almost perf right off. So just a quick little tear, removing the paper. Now the next step is to piece the units together, and I have done so already to save some time. So I do not pin these little units together when I run them through the machine, as they are really nice and stiff and so tiny that, but if you want, you can throw a little pin in there, but to me that just takes time that I don't want to waste. So I ran those all through the machine, and now I want to press all the 1/4 inch seams open. So lay that down. I use my little fingertip a little bit, and I just put one little finger in there and give it a blast of steam, and hopefully it comes out. Open it up. There we go. And as you can see, it's not that easy. Get them all going in the right direction. After our seams are pressed open, it's time to pin this unit to another fabric, right sides together. I take my pins and place them on each end, but I see how I come back just in the 1/4 inch. I'm not going to remove these pins when I stitch. That takes too much time. So as I run this through my machine, I'm going to miss those pins and do a perfect seam.